Well, at last I'm off to Hamburg to see Miniature Wonderworld. And when that plane's moved out the way, we can move across the runway and take off across the North Sea, just passing north of Amsterdam, on towards Cuxhaven. And when we got to Cuxhaven, we were told by the captain that Hamburg airport had been closed for security reasons. And so we went round and round until we eventually came into land in a very wet Hamburg. Well, this is the sort of area that the Miniature World is in. It's the old dock area, and there's some beautiful old buildings here. Wonderful. And now we carry on down that street there for a bit. Just look at the detail on this brickwork, on this building, and bear in mind it's a dock building. I don't know what happened then, I cut it off. Anyway, that's in that building there, and I think that's the entrance over there. Yes, it is. So that's where I'm going to go now. Well, before I start my walk around, I'm having one of those, and it comes from the restaurant over there. Self-service restaurant, and some of the chairs are made to look as if you're in a railway carriage. There are a number of workshops here where they build the models, and glass-fronted walls so that you can see and watch them at work. And the detailing is absolutely amazing. Of course, the whole thing has to be controlled, and this is the bank of monitors that allow the operators to, shall we say, play with the trains. What a job, Fancy getting paid to play with your train set. It's absolutely wonderful. And quite unbelievable when you see the complexity of the whole operation. They have cab rides as well, they can watch cab rides. It's like being on YouTube the whole day and being paid for it. Wonderful. What a job.
Habt ihr die 84 deswegen rausgenommen? Wegen der Problematik da mit dem...
Well, before we look around, I'd like to give you some facts and figures as of 2016. So here we go. The layout size is 1,490 square metres, which is equivalent to about 6 tennis courts. The track length is 15.4 kilometres or 9.5 miles. There are 1,040 trains, more than 10,000 wagons, 260,000 little people, and 9,250 cars and lorries, controlled by 50 computers and staffed by 320 people. Cost to date, 20 million euros, and it's still growing. Well, now we start to look around, and there are quite a few people here, but it's not too crowded. And the samples that I'm going to give you are just a fraction of everything that's here. If you really want to see a lot more of it, you should watch some of their commercial videos. But it's brilliant. The lights at night on the vehicles, little alpine town at night, and it changes from day to night. I think about every 15-20 minutes, something like that. It's coming to daybreak now. There's a construction site with the piling hammer going. every now and again they have a little bit of comedy. If you look carefully, you'll see the comedy. The one coming up now is a spaceship hovering over the town. It hovers for a while and then whisks away back up into the night sky. What about that? There's a building coming up now which I think was inspired by the original IKEA store in Stockholm. That's a round building like that, circular, and you walk round and round. Here we have a Funfair with all the rides that actually work. Including the drop tower. This is a ride I personally don't fancy taking. You'll see in a minute. Go up and down. Just like the real thing. There we go, up to the top. Drop. Up. That would make me feel sick. All very clever. We have a little forest fire with the fire engines there, hoses down the banking across the road and into a little stream where they're pumping the waterfront. And then of course when there's water, people have to congregate around it and swim little pool there, little lake. Now somewhere in the Alps, mountains, the hot air balloons. And of course in the Alps people go skiing. I know the pistes. But there was a bit of an avalanche on that one. And then we have a cable car, which is a little bit longer than when I got it on my layout. Very clever. And what have we got up here? A chap on a hang glider. Or a paraglider. I can't quite see what it is. It's a paraglider, I think. And there's the cable car going up to the top of the mountains. I spent a few minutes watching the road vehicles running. They're obviously not digitally controlled by the way they stop very suddenly, but it's so beautifully done.
Da kommt bestimmt ein Feuereinladen. Und dann siehst du die Feuerwehr alle rausfahren. Aber die anderen sind auch nicht draufgefahren.
Now we're in an aeroplane coming into land, looking down on the city below. And here we are at the airport and we're landing. Nice landing. Too bumpy. But for some, it's time to go home. And there they are on the plane there, revving up, ready to go, and we're off. Back to a town or city scene, and again I can't explain strongly enough the detailing that there is. It's just unbelievable. You've got to see it to believe it. This is a terminal station with all the taxis outside and the buses waiting. Now back to the mountains, and there's a big construction site going on here. They're building a super bridge across the valley. Here we have the concrete works, all the prefabricated concrete pieces, including over here garden ornaments, statues. Lovely in the garden. And then for a night out, or a few days out by the look of it, if it's anything like Glastonbury, a big music festival. With so many people around, of course you need a lot of toilets, and they've provided a lot of toilets. Now it's night time again in a very colourful little town. Not so little really.